This is the Ken and Kitty Podcast. Stupid? Oh yeah. Silly? For sure. Professional and informative. Yeah, right. That's right. That's right. It's true. It's true. I have to act like I believe this. Okay, so bear with me.
Hernanzo Floor Coverings, 1155 Holly Springs Road, for all your flooring needs.
Mauro, I'll introduce you in a second. I just got to say one thing. Kitty did not want me to make up some story of why she's not here. She just wants to tell the truth. And so the truth is, her mom has been in and out of the hospital a lot. And her and Ronnie, her sister, have been leading the charge to take care of her mom. She moved to Kansas in the meantime of all this, but she's always driving back to Allentown, Easton, Bethlehem, and taking care of mom. And Ronnie has taken up, that's her sister, has taken off work for 4 weeks straight, taking care of the mom. And she's exhausted. And so Kitty went out and grabbed her and brought her to her house and gave her a good night's sleep. And so they're out today because Ronnie just needs a break from all this. And so that's why Kitty's not here, and she likely will not be here tomorrow. It's just an awful situation. And, I said, you know what? I could just make up some story. I could make a joke and whatever. She's like, nah, let's not do that. And so that's the reality of what's going on with us. So it kind of sucks. And she just moved to Kansas, and her and Tommy are trying to build the studio. They're trying to build this farmhouse that his parents own. And I don't know. It's good news and bad news at the same time. It's hard to maintain. And I hope you understand that. And so if you're listening and you know Kitty, and especially if you're in the Philly, Allentown market, and you know Kitty personally, and you know her family, you know what she's going through. So that being said, I just feel like we've not been present on the air for a long time. And so I wanted to get you, and you're the newest member of the team, dude. And did you see what I did on the website?
Yes, I saw that.
So you saw your profile and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to rewrite it?
All right.
I can imagine your photo looks like your graduation photo. Where'd you?
It was the wedding of my brother.
It was the wedding of your brother. All right. Well, yeah. Damn, man. It actually looks like you graduated from, Yale or Harvard, and here you are with your tie on. Man, where'd you go to school?
Here in Argentina, in Córdoba, the second biggest city of Argentina after Buenos Aires.
Right. All right. Damn, man. Argentina is the lowest half of South America. Correct?
Yes.
You are almost like if you could take a boat to Iceland.
Argentina, part of the territory of Argentina is the Antarctica, the South Pole.
You could go to the South Pole.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have cruises and tour? Do they really?
No, for tourists. Only for media or scientists.
Or military.
Also.
Yeah. Wow. I was looking at the map today and I'm like, where the hell is he living? Wow. Are you up in the mountains? Because the mountains are beautiful.
The city of Córdoba is like Rome. It's between a lot of mountains. I have a beautiful portrait of mountains one street from my house.
No kidding. That's cool.
It's beautiful.
I bet. When are you having me over?
You can come when you want.
Hey, listen, man, I sign your checks. When am I coming over? Well, all right. So what's going on in this is the thing that Kitty and I do is what's going on in Kansas. It used to be what's going on in Pennsylvania, and what's going on in Florida. And now we have a new dynamic. What's going on in Argentina?
We are in an electoral year in Argentina. I just voted in the Sunday. It's annoying seeing the guys working only in this year, and the rest of the years they're sleeping, taking a nap. But in the year of elections, parks everywhere.
We're going to change the world. We're going to change the world.
Change the world. We're gonna improve Argentina.
That's fun. That's the same thing happens here in the States. You know, there's protests outside the White House, and rallies and all kinds of things in major cities all over, and it's nonstop. It's all publicity stunts and whatever, and you watch it, and if you just read, you can know what's going on. You can understand, and all these people on the streets are like naysayers and whoever, and hooray for our side. But it doesn't mean anything. It's not going to sway your opinion that you're standing with a placard, outside the White House or outside the in Chicago, downtown Chicago, by the Picassos. Like nobody cares. You're just impeding traffic.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something of every day here.
Yeah. Just get out of the way, man. I heard a guy on the radio today trying to give traffic school instructions. And I thought, that's a pretty good bit. And he was like, do you know what a white line on the road is? And do you know what a double white line on the road is? And do you know what a line and a dashed line means? And surprisingly, nobody does. And we all learned it in traffic school when we were 15 years old. You know what I mean? I thought it was an excellent bit. This guy in Sirius XM, whoever you are, man, that was a great bit. And, we listened to it for like 2-3 minutes. And he's like, learn how to drive, people. Reread the driver's handbook. We did, and I got to tell you, man, in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Florida, we're on the Gulf Coast. Miami drivers are notoriously dangerous. They will pass you on the right. They will go onto the right, the shoulder, and go around you at 100 miles an hour. And come back in like you're disturbing them. And we're always like, freaking Miami drivers, what is wrong with you people? Where do you have to be that quickly? Do you need your cocaine fix? Like, what do you need? That's so important. Do you have what's it like driving down there? Because I remember when I was in Sao Paulo and Rio for an entire summer, 4 months. And the guy who picked us up at the airport in Rio was an absolute lunatic. And my Uncle Don hired him. And he's like weaving in and out of traffic like nobody's business. Like, and he goes, I got to make a stop before I take you to the hotel. And I got my grandfather and my cousin in the back seat, right? He's like, I got to make a stop. And he's going down this city street, and there's all these storefronts, and there's a space in between two cars. And he races that little devil in between them onto the sidewalk, drives straight up to the door. Straight up to the door. I'll be right back. He's on the sidewalk, And we're in the car. Like, what if a cop came? Like, what would we do? I don't know. I'm not driving the car.
No, Rio is one of the craziest city of South America.
The drivers there are just absolutely ridiculous, right?
Yes, yes.
Where does that come from?
No, they're crazy. It's dangerous to drive there if you don't know the streets.
Nuts, man. That stuff is nuts. New Jersey drivers, by the way, don't wait for anything. So you're on an on-ramp and you're trying to get on the highway. So the highway, the people on the highway have the right of way. But a Jersey driver coming up the on-ramp to the highway doesn't think that way. They're like, I'm coming up and you're moving. That's it. And they will cut you off and just come onto the highway from that on-ramp at 65 miles an hour and just cut you off. And if you have to merge into a truck or whatever in the middle lane, whatever, that's your problem, not mine. Let me ask you a question. Are you engaged or married?
I have a girlfriend.
Okay. How's that going?
Pretty good. Almost 2 years together.
Oh, the 2-year mark, man. I'm not saying nothing. But that's a woman's expectation is 2 years.
Now,
because you know you're on camera.
Yes.
She's going to see this.
Yes, you do. I love you.
Nice out. Just, dismiss it all. Just say I love you. Good. That's it. You have good mojo, Mauro. Mauro with the mojo. Kitty always busts on me because I'm always talking to these women and, I meet them online and whatever, and they turned out to be, very damn interesting. This morning I had, and Kitty would be busting my chops about this, but this morning I had a stockbroker. She's trading and she's highly intelligent in finance. And she kind of likes me and she's very, very pretty. And Kitty would bust my chops on that. You think every woman's pretty. Blah, 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 blah. So she gets online with me this morning and she's like, how are you? The market's about to open and I just want to say hey. I was like, well, that's a good sign, right? She just wants to say hey. So she goes, Apple is going to go from 151 today to 251. And our analysts using AI technology is making this happen. They analyze the markets and the AI spits out all this thing that the human brain cannot. Because the AI has all pieces of data from every source available, and it figures it out, and it says Apple stock is going to go from 151 to 251 today. So she's like, I'm all about it. And I said, all right, you're all about it. What does that mean? She goes, I'm making a $25,000 buy right now. I was like, well, let me grab my pony and hook my wagon to your train because I want to be part of that. She calls me back in 10 minutes and she goes, I just made $2,500. And I'm like, she's like, it's only going up, 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 up. It didn't hit 251. It hit 197 today. AAPL. And she made $100 on everything that she bought. And she was like, you know what? It didn't hit 251, but you know what? I still made 20 grand in one afternoon. I'm like, holy sheep shit. I like, yeah, you want to marry me? But you know what? I never get to bust chops with dudes It's always Kitty. Kitty's bringing me down. She said, she's a whore. She's Asian. She's weird. I'm like, stop it. I'm going to pull my wagon up and hitch my pony to her star. That's right. Annie. Her name is Annie. She made a lot of money today. And we're going to talk later on tonight. So life is good today. I'm working it, man. It's hard to find somebody local. I've been single for the longest time ever. And it's hard to find like local people that live in Fort Myers or Cape Coral. Do you find that as well? No, well, you have a girlfriend. You've had a girlfriend for 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not out there looking. When you were, was it hard to find people in the town you live in?
Yes.
My
girlfriend, it's not from my city.
See? And why is that? Why can't we find women that live right up the street?
That's a really good question.
I don't know. And the thing is, like, my phone number and email address is posted everywhere. There's no hiding me. We're on the first 5 pages of Google, and my personal cell phone number is on all of them. And, the phone don't ring. Phone don't ring, except people from Asia and South America always hitting me up, always being so kind. Shout out to Florence in Nairobi. Like, who knew? Nairobi. How did she find
Nairobi?
Me? Yeah, to South Africa. I'm not kidding. So she's hitting me up, and I'm like, okay. And so we're chatting up, and then there's 2 types of people. People who will get on a phone call or a video call and let you see them. Or the other, which I believe is a guy in India in a warehouse with 10 computers posting photos that he's culling from the internet, pretending to be somebody, and hit me up saying, hey, you want to adopt a puppy? It's only $600. Or the other one. The other one is, you know what? My cell phone is just not working. I need to pay Apple $50 to get my cell phone working again. Then I can video chat with you. And I'm like, I have heard this scam so many times. You gotta be freaking kidding me. I'm not falling for that. You can go, hello, block. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, and especially if you're north of 40 years old, the dating pool is shallow. So lucky for you, if your girl dumps you, you could just pull out that college photo, dude, and
That was the first photo that she saw.
See, it works. Yeah, I'm on to you. Mauro, before we end, do one of the lines I wrote for you in Espanol. This is Mauro, and he will be premiere on the station. He will back up Frank, the main voice of the station. And here is Mauro.
El podcast de Ken y Kitty. Encuéntranos en Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok y puedes encontrarnos hablando por nuestros celulares mientras cruzamos la calle concurrida sin mirar. kenakitty.com.
The Ken and Kitty podcast also streams on kenandkitty.com. kenandkitty.com.